Okay, this is the class photo gallery page, and your next project is you're going to start adding your own photographs to this gallery. We're working together on this class wiki to create a class-wide photo gallery, and it'll even cover semester to semester. So this list of names will grow and grow and grow. Right now I've just put in some sample names, including my own. This first page is going to serve as an index, and your Blackboard course directs you directly to this index. So now the purpose of listening to this lecture is, okay, what do you do with the index? How do you learn how to use the wiki so that you can add your own photographs to it? So the first thing you do is you highlight your name. Okay, you highlight it. Once it's highlighted, you'll find it over here in these columns. Once it's highlighted, you go over to the far right. By the way, you need to be in the edit mode, so when you open your wiki, make sure you click on the tabs. When you open the class wiki, make sure you click on the tab at the top that says edit. Highlight your name, then go over to the far right, and there's two tabs there. One tab says pages, one tab says images and files. You want to make sure at first you're in the page tab, and then you click on this link, this line that's called insert a link to a new page. So you click there, and then what happens is another page opens up, a dialog box opens up. And this dialog box is going to tell you to insert link. Okay, this case, the link type that you do want is you want a link to a new PB Wiki page. It'll be called new page. It won't be called new page, but it will be a new page. And then you want to type in the page name. Okay, you can type in there any name that you want. Then you click OK, and it'll take you back to the Edit tab for the front page. So you'll see then that your name is actually linked now. Now the next thing you have to do, this is not entirely intuitive, you have to click on the Save command down here, because you have to save what you've just done before you can do anything else. When you click there, it's going to take you into the View tab, and it will have saved everything. It will have saved your link. You can see it's blue, and it has an underline, so you know you have a live link now. And notice you're in the View command. While you're still in the View command, click on your name, and this is going to open up a page called Create a New Page. And this is where you can actually rename your page to anything you want. You know, Worth Weller's favorite photos, Worth Weller's photo page, John Doe's best picks, top 10 picks, that kind of thing. You have several other choices that you can do here. You can talk about page security. You can lock this page so that nobody else can use it. I mean, they can see it, but they can't use it. Okay. There's some templates. You can play around with the templates if you want. I generally don't bother. I just use a blank template. And then finally, you tell it to create page. Once you've done that, it's going to give you, excuse me, it's being a little slow. Don't know why my computer doesn't seem to want to run PowerPoint at the same time it runs Windows Media Encoder. Okay, so you've gotten the page created. Here's your name up here. In this case, I called it Worth Weller's Photo Gallery. Then I've typed in just like a heading of some kind, a few of my favorite pictures. Now I'm ready to actually start adding the pictures. The first thing you need to do is you want to install a table into the page, and a table is what allows you to line up your photographs, line up your cut lines so it looks nice. If you don't use a table, you're going to have things all kind of in a big long list. It won't look laid out very well. So tables are how you actually lay out web pages. So you click on the table command, which is up here right next to the hyperlink command. It looks like a table, okay? Not a dining room table, but like a chart type table. And it'll give you some options. How many rows do you want? How many columns you want? That kind of depends on how big your pictures are going to be. You can have as many columns and rows as you see fit. You can always add more columns, more rows later on. That's not a problem. Border size. Do you want a border? Do you want your table to show up so that it actually looks like a table? Or do you want it to be kind of invisible and just have your pictures be nicely arranged? A good web page doesn't show the table itself, okay? So you change the border size to 0. That's about all you have to do there. You can click on OK, and then you'll have a table on your photo gallery page. Okay, so this is actually your photo gallery page now. You've got this table set up, and you're ready to actually start installing pictures in it. Okay, so you're in the Edit command. Make sure you're in the Edit command, and then you'll see this, the Edit tab, excuse me. Then you'll see this over here on the right. It says Insert Links. You want to be in the tab here that says Images and Files. So you click there, and what you're going to get is this. You're going to get a Browse button and an Upload button. Hooray! So you click on the Browse button, and it takes you to your pictures, okay, where you have them put. Now, you want to have your pictures, if possible, already sized about the right size, okay? You've been studying Picasa also this week. You can use Picasa to resize your pictures. Maybe you have some other software to resize them, but you don't want them raw from the camera. They're just too big, okay? So generally I would suggest changing the image size so they're like a 4x6 print, no bigger than that, 6x4 or 4x6, and have the image resolution about 150. You don't need 400 or 600, whatever they come with. So lower their size a little bit, okay? So find your picture, tell it to open, and what it'll do, as soon as you tell it to open, it will start uploading the picture, and that takes a while depending on the size of the picture. Once it's uploaded, you'll actually see the picture and the name of the file over here in your Images and Files tab. So what you do now is you want to pick the cell where you want to put the picture, click in it, then go over here and just simply click the name of the file, and that's automatically going to plop that picture into this cell here. Voila. So then I typed a cut line, and I'm not happy where that cut line is. So a couple things you can do. You can drag the size of these columns by these drag boxes here. You can also right-click on it, and you can change the cell properties, the row properties, the column properties, even the whole table properties. So there are some ways to mess around with the table. It's basically intuitive. It can get a little confusing, so take your time. Don't panic if you don't get it right the first time. Whoops. Okay. So I've got the picture in there. Now I've want to add a second picture. What I did is I moved the cut line directly under the picture, kept it in the same column. I think that looks nice. Now I want to add a second picture. Once again, you go through the deal. You go to Browse. You find your folder with the pictures in it. You click on them. It'll automatically upload, and pretty soon you'll have the picture there. So here I have a picture. It's called Batatican photoshopped.jpg. So I want to put it next to my picture here, Venice, but in a different column, okay, in a different cell. Don't put more than one picture in any one cell. It'll defeat the purpose of the table. So I'm ready to put the picture in the next cell. I simply click on the cell. Even though it looks too tiny, don't worry about that. Click in there to get your cursor blinking in there. Once that cursor is blinking in there, then go over here to the right to the Image and Files tab and click actually on the picture. And voila, you'll see the picture. Okay. Now, if you notice the picture is all out of whack compared to my picture from Venice, no problem. Simply find the drag button on the bottom right-hand corner. You just scale it across, drag it down to the size that you want it. Now, another nifty little thing I like to do a lot. I like to add hyperlinks to my cut lines. In this case, I'm describing the great Anasazi ruins at Batatican Canyon. Well, you don't know where Batatican Canyon is, okay? But I have some wonderful websites that describe Batatican Canyon and this whole Anasazi background, these cliff dwellings, very thoroughly. So what I've done is I've highlighted the words that I want to link to. I've highlighted them, like in this case, Batatican Canyon. Then I go up to the top of the page, and where you see the little globe and the chain, that's your hyperlink command. I've clicked there. That opens up this window called Insert Link. Now you want to make sure that the link type is a URL. You could link this to another wiki page if you wanted. Okay. In this case, I don't think you want to. You want to actually link it to a web page that's different, describing, in this case, Batatican Canyon. So I've said URL you want to link to, and then I've pasted in the URL that I found of the Navajo Four Corners website. Then you tell it OK, and then you have this very nice looking, in this case, I have two pictures side by side. I have a hyperlink to Batatican Canyon, and I think that looks pretty nice. I'm not quite sure why the table is showing up. I thought I'd gotten rid of it. Maybe not. Every now and then the wiki can surprise you a little bit. Don't panic with it. We'll get it polished up by the end of the semester. Not a problem. Now, one other thing I think you should put on your page, and you can create multiple pages if you want. If you want to create an index, if you want to get really elaborate and say, my favorite flower pictures, have that be a page. My favorite still lifes, have that be a page. My favorite portraits, have that be a page. Whatever you want to do, you can create more than one page. I'm not saying you have to have just one page. Frankly, it's good to have multiple pages. A good website is not a huge long list. Rather, it's sort of a horizontal collection of links that allow you to sort of go out into hyperspace and go from page to page, rather than reading a huge long list that you have to scroll through. So the final thing you want to do, though, is on each page that you make, you want to have a back button good web navigation needs to take you back someplace, sort of a starting point, sort of like another index or an index where you can branch off from. So all you have to do in this case is just type the word back in there, and then in your page command, make sure you're still in your edit tab. Got to be up here in your edit tab always. So highlight the word back, then go over here to the right and be in the page tab, pages, and then just simply click on the page you want to go back to. And in this case, the index page for the class photo gallery is titled front page. You click there, and that'll automatically create a hyperlink, a link back to the page. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. I appreciate your time. Of course, if you have any questions, you can listen to this lecture again, and of course you can also mail me through Blackboard, and I'll be glad to help you.